Hello, confidence community. How are you all doing on this Friday afternoon? I'm so glad that you're here with me for You Don't Need a Niche to Get Started. I'm going to share today how I got started without a niche. And I want to tell you why, if you're really struggling in this department, it'll be better for you to let that go and to just start. So if you know me or if you don't, I am Amy Colombo, the confidence coach for nurse coaches, an emotional freedom coach, and a single mother to 3 boys living here in New Jersey. If you're here live, go ahead and drop a hello in the chat. If you're here watching the replay, say hello to me and let me know where you're at on your nurse coaching journey. Are you a beginner? Are you still in school? Are you out of school and just kind of hanging out, not sure how to start? Or are you started? Are you in it? Just let me know where you're at in the comments. This was inspired through a post that I saw in one of the groups for the Nurse Coach Collective, where someone was asking about a niche, and someone had just asked about a niche prior to that. And I just thought, I have to share this information with you. And I want to be clear what I'm not. I'm not anti-niche at all. This is not a black and white thing. And as a matter of fact, your niche will emerge through the process of not picking one and going before you're ready. The whole goal is to discover who you are as a coach, who is attracted to you, who your audience is, and who you can help the most. And I want to share how I discovered that for myself and how you can too, without picking a niche from the very beginning. So I'm just going to disclaim that there are coaches out there that don't agree with this, and there are coaches that do. You can pick any strategy that you want and move forward with it. I always say when you're listening to something like this, take the information, apply it to yourself, and see how it lands, see how it fits, see if it's exactly what it is you need to hear. And if it's not, that is fine. You can just let it go. However you decide to start, getting started and doing the essential client creation activities in year 1 is exactly what most new nurse coaches are avoiding. And being stuck and in your mind about the niche is actually kind of like this covert way of preventing you from doing what is actually needed to discover your niche and to create clients. So my goal in this talk is for you to leave feeling empowered, to feel empowered to know that whether you have a niche, whether you don't, you can move forward and you can start helping people through your coaching before you actually feel ready. Let's go. Number 1, first, we're going to start off with what is a niche? A niche refers to a specialized segment within a market that caters to a specific group of consumers with particular needs or preferences. Focusing on a niche allows businesses to tailor their products or services to meet the unique demands of a very targeted audience, often leading to a competitive advantage in that specific arena. Niche is a specialty or a coaching focus. Similar to when we started nursing. Do you all remember the age-old generalized advice of do a year in med-surg? Because we're brand new, we don't know what specialty is aligned or fit for us yet. Most of us just knew that we wanted to be a nurse. We didn't know what kind of a nurse that we wanted to be. So doing a year of med-surg, a general medical surgical unit where you would get a little bit of everything and get those basic nursing skills in, was going to then propel you forward into then venturing off into a specialty. Some of us knew immediately exactly what specialty of nursing we wanted to get into, and we went right into it. And for some of us, it became a lifelong career. And for some of us, we realized it wasn't what we actually liked. For example, for me, my first job ever in nursing was in pediatrics. For whatever the reason, I just thought, I want to take care of kids. It was just a thought. I tried it. I didn't like it. I did it for maybe like 4 months, and then I got another job. Interestingly, the last job that I ended up in nursing for over 20 years was in rehabilitation. And I had never initially thought that I would end up in rehabilitation. But through a journey of giving myself permission to try different things, telemetry, psychiatric nursing, travel nursing, agency nursing, all different types of nursing, I found my home in rehabilitation and ended up retiring in rehabilitation, and now am a full-on entrepreneur as a nurse coach. So if you know exactly who you want to help, if you had a very specific experience and you know, these are my people, these are who I want to speak to, these are the people that I can help the most, that is amazing. And by all means, go ahead and grab your niche and run with it. I don't think that this is for everyone, but if you are not sure, if you just went to coaching school and were kind of like feeling your way through, and then you loved it and now you're passionate about it and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to be a nurse coach, and what does that look like, and who do I help, and I have no idea what niche to go into, then I would say start out as a general transformative coach, nurse coach, life coach, whatever kind of a coach that you call yourself, health and wellness coach. These more general terms are a niche in and of themselves. So general life coaching is a niche. General nurse coaching, transformative coaching is a niche. You are the asset. You are your niche in year one. So year one is all about these 4 things. These are the 4 things that you're doing in year one. Number 1, initiating talking to people. Get good at this. Practice this at church, at the grocery store, going to the park with the kids, going and getting your hair cut, initiating conversations, talking to people, connecting with people, forming relationships, owning the identity as the coach now, the brand new entrepreneur that just started her business. This is now who you are, and you need to practice talking to people. So number 1, initiating the conversation, but number 2, getting curious about them, just learning to use those coaching skills of active listening and appreciative inquiry and talking to people. Because now that you're a coach, it is your job to go and create your clients in year one. So I want to say something that may upset you. Nobody's coming in year one. I know that the goal of businesses is we want to be this lighthouse and we want people to come in. We want to magnetize and we want to attract. In year one, nobody's coming. It is your job to go create and find your clients. You are 100% initiating conversations, finding out about people and letting them know that you're a coach and making massive amounts of offers to help them. The other thing in year one is giving a lot of time, of energy, of not so much money, but a lot of time and energy giving. So when you're making offers, when you're talking to people just out in your day, or when you are deciding to go out into the community and maybe stop in on 5 local small businesses and tell them who you are and see if there's some kind of a collaboration that can happen, or offering free workshops, free talks, free one-on-one coaching sessions. And again, there are different schools of thought here on how to start. This is how I started. I owned the identity that I was just this loving, giving, service-oriented coach that just wanted to help anybody and everybody. And I got into the habit of starting conversations with people, getting curious about them. I would do this everywhere I would go. And then I would tell them, I can help you with that. Because what I found interesting was when I would do this, people would start to tell me their problems. Oh, I'm going through a divorce. Oh, my mother just died. Oh, I'm transitioning out of a career and I'm not quite sure where I'm headed. People would just start telling me their problems. And I would say, I'm a life coach and a nurse. And I just started a business. And I would love to offer you a free one-on-one coaching session with me. We can work through an obstacle or a challenge that you're facing or a goal you'd like to accomplish. And would you like this? And a lot of times they said yes. Sometimes I got no's. Sometimes people would say yes, and then they wouldn't follow up. But I followed up because nobody's coming. And it was my job to go find those clients, to go make those offers, and to go remind them, hey, I made you an offer. You said you wanted this. Do you still want it? And lots of times I would get them to come in on the call. I've even had clients, one of my clients that I interviewed here live, she's like, you were pretty persistent in the beginning, Amy. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm so happy I was, right? Just think of how many people I've helped because I've been brave. So year one is all about initiating conversations with people, anyone, men, women, anyone that will talk to you. Talk to them, get curious, practice those coaching skills on the job, with friends, with people, out in the community. If you are one of these people that love talking to people, this is going to be great. This is going to be right up your alley. And if you're not, if you're a little bit shyer, quieter, if you're more introverted and it really feels energy draining to talk to people, this is a skill that you can practice in small little bits. Making offers, many offers to help people, a lot for free. Like I said, through the workshops, the one-on-one coaching, the talks, and the collaborations. Just going to share some of the things that I did when I got started. So one of the things that I did was I was going for a haircut anyway. And I almost vomited before the haircut because I got flyers together. I decided I was going to be big and brave. And at the end, I was going to pass out my flyers to all of the hairdressers in my hair salon that I've been going to for a while. And I was going to offer to do a free workshop. And I did it. And the manager wasn't there. So they told me like someone will call me back. And I tried calling and then nobody called me. So I went in and I collected that no like it was $100 bill. That was a post. I even wrote the post. I collected my no like it was $100 bill. I went in there so they couldn't avoid me. That's just one of the things that I did. So they said no, but here's someone that said yes. There's a local women's group right here in my town. It's a small town. I live in a lake community in the town, and there's a women's group. I reached out to them on social media, on Facebook, and they're always doing things for the community. I offered to do a workshop for them. They said yes. I came in, I put together a workshop on EFT for stress. It doesn't matter what it is. It's whatever you do, whether you're helping women lower their stress. You want to do something on mindfulness, right? Nurse coaches always get hung up on ideas, but it doesn't even matter. It's just the fact that you're making an offer. You can create it and figure it out later. So I did that workshop, and then I was allowed to make them an offer for a free coaching session. No one took me up on it after that. A year later, the head of the women's group, I did not know, she was a woman in a woman's group in a very big company. And she reached out to me to come into her company and to do a talk, a paid talk. And I was paid very well for that talk. So this is how things happen. This is why you are building relationships in the community and reaching out and talking to people. You just don't know how things are going to flow and lead. The other thing that I did was I started right where I was at. I had 80 friends on Facebook when I first became a coach. And by the time I graduated from school, I think I had 300. I reached out to every single friend on Facebook in Messenger, started a conversation, and I ended up creating my first client ever was a man. He was a guy. I actually saw him. He wrote a post and I commented on it and I made an offer to help him. And he's like, yeah, fine. Then he wrote another post. I made another offer to help him, gave him 2 free coaching sessions. And then he ended up purchasing a 3-month container with me. My second client was, again, before I was ready, before I knew anything about who I was, I just called myself a transformative life coach and nurse. That was what I called myself. It doesn't matter what you call yourself. Year one, you're figuring it out. You're learning as you're going. All of this is going to change. You just want to get present. You want to start these conversations. You want to start injecting yourself into people's worlds. You are entering an industry that you are not known in yet, right? So you're building that presence. You're building your community of people. And what I did was everywhere I would go, every time I would meet someone, I would get contact information, I would get an email, and I would put it in my system. So right now I have, I think, about 1,000 emails in my system. And that's from the last 4 years of just starting starting from day one of collecting information. So just make sure that you're getting information when you meet people, get their email addresses, start from the jump. Because at a certain point, you're going to have a community, and your community may be an email blog or list. It may be a Facebook group. It may be a podcast. It may be a YouTube page. Whatever it is, just collect that information so you can let these people know as you're moving forward in your business. But my second client was I did a local vendor fair. And this is a very local vendor fair. And I was so stressed out. I needed to create a sign. I needed to create brochures. I needed to call myself something. I needed to come up. It forced me to put on paper language of who I am and like what I do. And it was very general. It's like, I'm a transformative life coach and I can help you through your obstacles or challenges or accomplish your goals, right? Very simple, very general, not niched at all. And I did that vendor event and I talked to a lot of people, and I wasn't selling anything but free coaching sessions. I was collecting information and giving away free coaching sessions. People were giving me their emails. I reached out to everyone afterwards. One woman took me up on my offer for a free coaching session. Okay. It was actually 2 free coaching sessions that I would do. So I gave her 2 free coaching sessions. And then I proposed to work with her for 3 months. And she said yes. And that was my second client. And I got client 1 and client 2 within a short span of each other. Okay. My third client, oh gosh, still connected with her to this day. She's an amazing nurse and artist. She and I work together. We have a professional relationship. We have a friendship. Whenever I travel to South Carolina, I visit her. Was a cold reach. She was a new reach on Instagram. So your people, what I want to say is your people are already in your world. They're already on your friends list in Facebook. They're already following you on Instagram. They're at the church group that you go to. They're at the moms group. They're the parents, right? I go to Taekwondo. They're like the parents that you see every day. They're already in your world. People like to work with people that they know, like, and trust. Right now, I have a renovation happening in my house, and the gentleman that owns the business of the carpentry business, I met him at CrossFit. And of course I want to work with him. Like, I know, like, and trust him. I don't know anything about this stuff. I just know him and I know how he is at the gym. And I'm like, you're my person. We want to work with people that we know, like, and trust. So it started connecting with people in the tapping community, right? I'm an EFT tapping practitioner. I wasn't at the time, but I was a big tapper. And I was in those tapping communities before I even became a coach. And I would actually talk to people in these Facebook groups and all of the things. So I started talking to people. This one follower, she caught my attention because of a comment she wrote. And I just checked her out and I sent her a message and said, hey, I see this about you. I see that about you. I have this in common. I think you look really cool. I just started a business. And I asked her a question about what she had posted. And then it led to me offering her a free coaching session, which she took me up on. And then she was my third client, and she took me up on a 6-month container, she and I. And the rest is history. And what I want to say is you will discover your niche. I know this is about niche and I'm talking about these things, but these are the things that are creating clients for you in year one. Talking to people, loving talking to people, getting curious, actively listening, appreciatively inquiring, using those coaching skills with your listening and your talking to people, practicing telling them that you're a coach, a transformative coach, a life coach, a nurse coach, whatever kind of coach it is, just saying the words, feeling the heat in your body, feeling the anxiety, feeling that imposter, right? It's okay. You're doing this before you're ready. And then making the brave offer to help them for free. What helping people for free does for you as a new coach is it actually, I got to be honest, it's more for you. It was more for me. I felt very like, okay. And I would say, I'm just starting my business. I loved our conversation. I help people overcome their obstacles and their challenges or accomplish their goals. And I really think that I can help you with this, whatever the problem was that they would say. And I would tell them I can help you overcome your divorce, overcome your grief from losing your mother. This particular third client, she was on a healing journey. She was healing childhood trauma. Whatever it is that you feel comfortable saying that you can help them with, and whatever it is you're willing to be the learner of. Because that was another thing. I would take on clients and I would get nervous. Oh my God, can I really do this? Can I really help her become unapologetically who she is at her core? I had women coming to me wanting to be more confident from the beginning, which is interesting, which helped me niche into confidence. But they would come to me and I'd be like, oh my God, there's that coach who's fully established and does that. There's that coach that can help her. Can I really help her? I committed to being a learner. I committed to doing the work, and that made me feel good. I felt like I could have confidence in myself. I could trust myself to do the work involved. I could trust myself to rewatch my coaching sessions. I would record them and watch them, and I would give added value in a note afterwards. That made me feel good when I was a beginner coach and I wasn't this like amazing experienced coach. So I want you to tune in to who you are, meeting yourself right where you're at, and tuning into your strengths as a learner. You can do this. You were made for this. You are allowed to learn as you go. I want you to let go of the niche. If the niche is preventing you from moving forward, let it go. You're a coach. The change process, the transformation process, the coaching modalities that you have learned, motivational interviewing, appreciative inquiry, SMART goals, assessing readiness for change, asking deep, inquisitive questions to get them to probe deeper. These are skills that you have. You can help anybody with these skills. You do not need to be an expert in any one thing. At the same time, if you know exactly who you want to help and how you want to help, by all means, go ahead. More power to you. Go ahead and do that. Just like when you were a beginner nurse, if you your whole life wanted to be like a cardiac surgical nurse and you just decided right out of nursing school, get a job in that specialty, or like I knew nurses that wanted to be ICU nurses and they had a passion and a zest for it. That's amazing. I used to be so envious of them who like knew who they were and what they wanted. But if you are like me and you have no idea, you're just like, I just want to coach. I just love coaching. I love this deep work. I love the work. I love the personal development work. I have a story of transformation. I just want to help people. Then go ahead and do that. Help them. I'm a life coach. I'm a transformative coach. I can help you overcome your blocks and your challenges. I can help you accomplish your goals. Let's have at it. Would you like a free session with me? And ask them directly so that they have to give you an answer. Do not leave it, if you want, just reach out. No, that's not an offer. That's leaving it in their hands. Remember, no one's coming year one. You are responsible for creating your clients. So I want to lovingly tell you that if you have not created clients yet, that you have so much more power in this client creation process than you're believing. And it is up to you. And by getting off the niche, because the reason why you're so focused on a niche is you think the niche is going to bring clients. The niche is not going to bring clients. You are your asset. You are your niche. You want to talk about your own personal journey. You want to start building a presence on social media. My first posts were about me. I remember the first time I went live. I was still in coaching school. I had gotten off a coaching call with a pro bono client, and oh my God, I pressed live for the first time. Wow, that kind of wiped me out for the day. That much fear and anxiety, but I did it. And I just talked about my client was struggling with saying no. I really want to find that video because it's my first time I ever went live. And I just remember how nervous I was. I think my face was beet red, but you can do it. You can be courageous. You can be brave. The fourth thing that you're doing in year one. So again, just to recap what you're doing in year one, letting go of that niche can help anybody with anything. You're going to initiate talking to people, get curious about them, love on them, tell them you're a coach, make massive amounts of offers to help them, give them a free coaching experience, a free workshop, a free talk. Another place to start, really good place to start, your local library. They're always looking for people to come in and talk and do talks. I did talks at my local library, your local YMCA, the women's groups, church groups. I have clients that are doing all sorts of different things. You are meant to create an impact in your world, in your network. So your first clients, your first money as a nurse coach is right in your world already. They're already there. They're people that you already know. And it's your job to tell them that you're a brand new business owner, that you just opened up this business, doing nurse coaching, doing transformative coaching, and you'd love to offer them a free session in exchange for a testimonial while you're building your business. If they really like it, that's what I did. I'd say it's in exchange for a testimonial. I built up some testimonials and then I would use them as posts. You can even, for free, start a Google business page and ask them to post the testimonials to your Google business page right from the beginning. So after you make many offers, the fourth thing is you are flexing your rejection resilience muscles. You are getting used to, comfortable in being rejected and being told no and being ghosted and being told, Amy, you're annoying. I've been called icky. I've been called all of the things. Let me tell you, aligning your own personal growth and healing journey with your entrepreneurial journey is a necessity. You are the asset. You are your own walking, talking testimonial of the work. Because truth be told, you need to do the work to be an entrepreneur. You need to create a new relationship with your fears and your doubts and your insecurities, because they're all going to come up. They're all going to come up and they're all going to say, don't do that. Don't risk it. They're going to say, no, it's too unsafe. And you're going to have to say, I got you. Like, I got you, fear. I got you, imposter. I got you, you that wants to be small. I know that this is scary, but I've got you. We're going to be okay. And we're going to do this anyway. And you're coming with me. That's how you take leadership inside yourself. That's how you take charge and you build your confidence through your courage muscles. So that is the end. And that is my take on year one. I shared everything that I did. I shared why you don't need a niche and why you should let it go, because your niche is going to be discovered through coaching. You need to coach humans. And there's so many coaches out there that can back me up on this. And they'll even say, like, you need to get your first 10 clients before you declare a niche. Like, coach 10 humans before you declare a niche. Your niche will start to be discovered. I discovered that nurse coaches, that confidence and nurse coaching was my thing through diving in the deep end. That's what it feels like. It feels to the nervous system a little dysregulating. And that's why coaching yourself is so important, because you need to be grounding yourself and regulating yourself through the fears and the doubts and the courage that you're doing every single day. So with that said, if this resonated with you, if you want to get good at these particular skills of talking to humans, forming relationships, telling them you're a coach, and making massive offers to help them, and doing the deeper work of working through and forming that necessary, strong relationship with your fears, your doubts, your imposter, your insecurities, because they are coming along for this journey and there's nothing wrong with them and there's nothing wrong with you. You have courage, you have confidence, you have a right to live a purpose-filled, purpose-driven life. You're a nurse. You already know your purpose is to help others. And wouldn't it be amazing if you could get this thing going and really help people in a way that is aligned with your purpose and your passion and your core values? Well, if that is you, I want to be your coach. And I have 2 one-to-one spots open starting in April. So jump on a clarity call. That is my offer to you today, is to get on a clarity call with me, and I will get you clarity on where it is you are, where you're headed, and what it would look like to work together in a one-to-one container or in my group container that is due to start again in May. That is a small group called Confidence Through Emotional Mastery, and that is specifically for nurse coaches. In my one-to-one container, I can coach any purpose-driven woman, any nurse coach. If there are any questions, just go ahead and leave them. I will be checking. I will answer them later. Have an amazing day, everybody. Bye.